Shoulder impingement, bursitis, tendinitis, and rotator cuff muscle strain all really stem from one main thing, and that's a lack of roof space in your shoulder joint. So today I'm going to explain the underlying cause of all of these problems, which is actually the position of your shoulder blade, and give you 3 quick exercises to fix it. We only have so much space in between the bones at the top of our shoulder, and if we lift our arm, that space gets a lot smaller. If we run out of room, it can cause compression of structures in that space. This can inflame or damage tendons, especially the supraspinatus tendon, or the fluid-filled sac that sits in here, the bursa. The poor rotator cuff muscles that stabilize the head of the humerus and stop it riding up are forced to work overtime to keep the head of the humerus down, and can end up strained or damaged too. So how do we improve this roof space? Well, the old traditional method was to strengthen the rotator cuff muscles so that they were strong enough to stop the head of the humerus, the arm bone, from riding up. But the problem with this is it neglects the most important factor in roof space, which is the position of the actual shoulder blade. You see, when you move your shoulder, there's actually 2 movements that are happening. Movement in your shoulder socket and movement in your shoulder blade as well. Roughly 1/3 of the movement of lifting your arm right up happens in your shoulder blade. And different positions of the shoulder blade significantly affect the amount of space we have in the shoulder. See how the roof over our shoulder is suddenly much more open when we upwardly rotate our shoulder blade? And there's more space if our shoulder blade is tilted back instead of forward. If our shoulder blade upwardly rotates nicely when we lift our arm, and it sits straight up against our rib cage, not tilted forward, it takes a huge amount of pressure off our bursa, our muscles, and our tendons. It even reduces torsion in the AC joint at the top of the shoulder. So here's how to make sure it does those 2 things. The biggest factor in shoulder blade positioning in most people is weak, inactive lower trapezius and serratus anterior muscles. Acting together, they both upwardly rotate the shoulder blade to open up that roof space. And they both hold the bottom of the shoulder blade down and snugly up against the rib cage to reduce that bad forward tilted position. They're the dynamic duo. The problem is they're notorious for being weak and inactive in many people. Fortunately, 2 exercises can get them back to their best. For exercise 1, you need to start off in the tabletop position with your knees and hands on a towel, but a yoga mat or some bedding would work too. Grab a fold of the towel, traction it away from your body, and maintain that traction for the whole exercise. Then push your body right up so that your shoulder blades move apart, and move backwards all the way down, pushing the towel away from your knees to keep that traction. As you lower right down, actively keep your shoulders down. Don't let them hunch up. To finish, go the opposite way, maintaining traction and keeping your shoulders down as you rise back up. Finally, relax your shoulder blades back together again. So it's traction, push up, lower back down, keeping your shoulders down, then slowly back up, maintaining the traction, then lower down but without bending the elbows. Repeat 10 times slowly. Exercise 2. With your heels about 20 centimeters from a wall, put your pelvis and mid-back against the wall and tuck your chin in. Then stick your arms straight out with thumbs facing up. Keeping your elbows straight, slowly raise your arms up as far as you can comfortably go, but try to keep your shoulders down like in the other exercise. Then, keeping your elbows and hands back as far as you can comfortably hold them, lower your arms right down. When you reach the bottom, head back up again, keeping the elbows and hands back until the arms are fully extended. And finish by lowering the arms again. Repeat this motion slowly 5 to 10 times or so until the muscles start to get a little tired. Try to keep your chin in and back And your stomach muscles engage slightly so your body doesn't cheat and arch your mid-back. So if strained rotator cuff muscles are more of a result rather than a cause, do we still need to rehab them? Well, chances are if you've got a shoulder problem, those muscles are going to be strained, torn, or struggling to cope. So yes, we do need to rehab them. The wall angel part of our exercises will help the rotator cuff too, but we focus on them in this final exercise. Side-lying external rotation exercises with the towel have been shown to be the most effective way to isolate the rotator cuff muscles. But I'll show you an easy alternative that I use myself. Standing with good posture, chin in and shoulders down, wedge the elbow of the sore shoulder up against your rib cage and then internally and externally rotate your arm as far as you can comfortably go, but without lifting your elbow away from your body. Keep it snugly in against your rib cage. Then add resistance with 2 fingers of the other hand in both directions. And just do that slowly and repetitiously until you develop a slight fatigue in between your shoulder blade and the shoulders where those muscles are. That'll be about 5 to 20 times, and do that once or twice a day. Tight pecs or rounded shoulders can reduce the roof space in the shoulder too, so posture can actually play a role in shoulder problems. Now I have exercises on fixing both of those issues in my posture video, so I'll just link that in the description box below. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you liked the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing because it always really helps, and let me know how you go in the comment section below. Okay, cheers.